Be me, 34 female. Director of People and Culture at a mid-sized tech firm in a Tier 1 city. Master's in Sociology, certification in Executive Coaching. $160K salary plus bonuses. My job consists of telling software engineers why their jokes are problematic and restructuring hiring protocols to prioritize lived experience over coding ability. I am the moral compass of this company. Without me, it's just a boys' club of autistic coders and sales bros. Be married to Mark, 36. He's a structural engineer. Works for the city. Makes $105K. Solid, stable, boring. 61, broad shoulders, calloused hands. Used to find it attractive. Now it just feels primal, unrefined. He comes home covered in dust and concrete. I come home mentally exhausted from carrying the emotional labor of an entire organization. He asks, "How was your day?" I sigh, rolling my eyes. You wouldn't understand, Mark. It's complex socio-political navigation. Did you pick up the dry cleaning? Yes. Did you separate the whites? Yes. Did you remember to buy the organic kale, not the regular stuff? Yes, Sarah. He's a robot. A useful robot, but a robot. He has no passion, no fire, no understanding of the zeitgeist. I lecture him over dinner about the intersectionality of climate change and urban planning. He listens, chewing his steak. Concrete has a high carbon footprint, Mark. You're literally cementing the Earth's doom. He pauses. People need bridges, Sarah. Bridges need concrete. That's such a reductionist perspective. You're prioritizing utility over sustainability. He doesn't argue, just keeps eating. The silence infuriates me. It's violence. His refusal to engage in the dialectic is a power play. He thinks he's better than me because he builds things that stand up, while I build systems that change minds. I pour another glass of wine. $60 bottle. Paid for by me. I remind him of that. I bought the wine again, Mark. Thanks, it's good. No shame, no guilt. Does he not realize the wage gap favors him statistically, yet I am the outlier carrying this household? I am an Icarus flying toward the sun of progress. He is the gravity trying to pull me down. Enter Julian. 29 years old. New brand consultant we hired. Androgynous, articulate, wears scarves in June. Understands the theory. Quotes Foucault in marketing meetings. We grab lunch. Sarah, your vision for the company culture is revolutionary. You're dragging these dinosaurs into the 21st century. Finally, someone who sees me. We start texting after hours. Just work stuff at first. Then memes. Then complaints about our partners. My girlfriend just doesn't get it, he types. She wants to move to the suburbs and have kids. It's so heteronormative, I feel stifled. I know the feeling, I reply, glancing at Mark, who is asleep on the couch with a blueprint on his chest. I'm married to a relic. The dopamine hit is instant. I start dressing up for work. Heels, lipstick, power suits. Mark doesn't notice. Or if he does, he says nothing. You look nice, he says once. I look professional, Mark. Stop objectifying me. He turns back to his coffee. The disconnect grows. I convince myself this is growth. I am outgrowing him. It's natural. Women mature faster. Women evolve, men stagnate. I start spending more. Networking dinners that are just $300 sushi tabs with Julian. Weekend retreats for mindfulness that cost $2K. Mark manages the joint account. He never says a word about the spending. Just pays the bills. Moves money from savings to checking to cover my investments in self. What a cuck. He's afraid of losing me. He knows I'm out of his league. He's holding on by a thread, terrified to rock the boat. Good. Fear is respect. 6 months later. The bubble is fully formed. I am convinced Mark is holding me back from my true potential. I launch a new initiative at work, radical transparency. We encourage employees to call out microaggressions anonymously. Morale plummets. Engineers start quitting. Deadlines are missed. The CEO calls me in. Sarah, productivity is down 15%. The engineering team says they're afraid to speak. That's just their privilege being challenged, David. Discomfort is part of growth. We are dismantling the hierarchy. David looks skeptical. Fix it or we have a problem. I leave the meeting fuming. David is just another Mark. Threatened by a powerful woman. I text Julian. David is gaslighting me. Need a drink. We meet at a speakeasy. 3 drinks in. Julian touches my hand. You deserve better, Sarah. You're a visionary. I know. We kiss. It's electric. Not because of the chemistry, but because of the transgression. I am breaking the rules. I am taking what I want. I go home at 2 a.m. Mark is awake. Sitting at the kitchen table. No lights on. Just the glow of a laptop. You're late, he says, flat voice. Work crisis. David is being a nightmare. Don't start with me, Mark. I wait for the fight. I want the fight. I have the script ready. You're controlling, you're insecure, you don't support my career. He closes the laptop. Okay, go to sleep. He walks past me. Doesn't smell the gin on my breath. Doesn't smell Julian's cologne. He's either stupid or pathetic. I sleep like a baby. I have one. The next month is a blur of arrogance. I decide I want an open marriage. It's the modern way. Monogamy is a tool of patriarchal ownership. I sit Mark down on a Sunday morning. He's reading the paper, actual paper. Mark, we need to restructure our relationship dynamic. He puts the paper down. Calm face, unreadable. Okay, what do you have in mind? I feel we are limiting each other. I have needs, intellectual and emotional, that you can't meet. And that's okay. It's not your fault you're simple. I actually said that. God, I felt powerful. I want ethical non-monogamy. I want to explore connections with others. You can too, obviously. I know he won't. Who would want him? He's 36, works too much, and talks about concrete. He looks at me for a long time. 10 seconds. 20 seconds. The silence stretches. I expect tears or anger. If that's what you want, Sarah. It is. And you're sure this is the path you want to take? There's no going back from this. I'm sure it's about evolution, Mark. Okay. He stands up. I'm going to the gym. He leaves. I text Julian immediately. He agreed it was so easy. He has no spine. Julian sends a fire emoji. Free at last, Queen. Phase 2, the collision. I start bringing Julian around. Not to the house, but to work events where Mark is present. Mark shakes Julian's hand. Firm grip. Julian flinches slightly. Mark looks Julian in the eye. Nice to meet you. Sarah talks about you a lot. Julian smirks. All good things, I hope. She says you have a lot of theories. Mark turns away and gets a beer. Doesn't look back. I feel a twinge of annoyance. Why isn't he jealous? Why isn't he fighting for me? I ramp it up. Weekends away with Julian. Business trips. Mark stops asking questions. He stops doing the laundry. He stops cooking. The house gets messy. I come home Sunday night. Sink full of dishes. Mark, why is the kitchen a disaster? He's in the garage. Working on a woodworking project. I didn't eat here this weekend, he says over the sound of a sander. So, you live here, you need to maintain the space. I maintain what I use. You use the dishes Friday morning, you clean them. This is weaponized incompetence, I scream. He puts on ear muffs. Turns on the table saw. The noise drowns me out. I stand there, screaming at a man who literally cannot hear me. I storm inside and smash a plate. It doesn't make me feel better. It feels hollow. Work starts to crumble. The turnover rate is 30%. The CEO, David, calls a town hall. He announces a return to basics strategy, cutting the DEI budget, focusing on core competencies, meaning coding, meaning the boys' club is back. I stand up in the meeting. This is regression. You are silencing marginalized voices. The room is silent. Not the silence of awe. The silence of awkwardness. Someone coughs. David looks at me, cold. Sarah, we can discuss this in my office later. Sit down. I look around. Julian is looking at his phone. He doesn't make eye contact. He doesn't back me up. Later, I confront Julian. Why didn't you say anything? Look, Sarah, I'm a consultant. I can't alienate the client. You came on a little strong. I was fighting for US. You were fighting for you. I have invoices to get paid. I drive home shaking. I need Mark to comfort me. I need him to be my punching bag. I get home. Mark isn't there. It's 8 p.m. I call him, voicemail. I check the tracker on his phone. Yes, I track him. Safety reasons, obviously. It's disabled. Location not found. Panic. Real panic. Not the fake, existential dread I tweet about. The primal fear of losing control. He comes home at 11 p.m. Smells like nothing. Fresh shower. Where were you? Out. Out where, with who? Just out. I thought we had an open arrangement. I don't need to report to you. He walks into the guest room. I'm sleeping in here tonight. I have an early start. He locks the door. I pound on it. You can't lock me out of my own house. Silence. Phase 3, the collapse begins. I decide to nuke it. If he wants to play games, I'll win. I consult a lawyer. A shark, Linda. I want everything, I tell her. The house, the dog, alimony. He's emotionally abusive, he's neglectful. Linda nods. Does he have money? He makes less than me, but he's a saver. He's cheap. We have a joint account, but I think he has hidden assets. We'll find them, file for divorce, allege mental cruelty. I go home, empowered. I print the papers. I wait for him in the kitchen. The receipt moment is approaching. I think I have the receipt. I think the receipt is my feelings. Mark walks in. He looks tired but calm. Almost peaceful. We need to talk, I say. Yes, we do. He sits down. He has a box. A simple cardboard file box. I want a divorce, I say, dropping the bomb. I know, he says. I'm taking the house. You can move into an apartment. I want spousal support for the emotional damage you've caused me. He opens the box. Sarah, stop. Don't tell me to stop. You've gaslit me for years. He slides a binder across the table. What is this? Read it. I open it. Tab 1, Financials. Spreadsheets, detailed logs. Sarah, you have spent $45,000 of our joint savings in the last 8 months on consulting fees and wellness retreats. That money was for the roof repair. I needed that for my mental health. Tab 2, he says. Tab 2, Julian. Screenshots. Not just texts. Emails. Hotel receipts. Uber rides. You told me it was work. You charged it to the joint card. We have an open marriage. You agreed. Check the dates, Sarah. I look. The hotel receipts start 3 months before the open marriage talk. Adultery, he says softly. In our state, that affects alimony if it caused the breakdown of the marriage, which it did. My throat goes dry. You were spying on me. I was auditing our finances because we were bleeding cash. The rest just appeared. Tab 3, he points. Tab 3, the house. A deed. The house, he says, is in a trust. My grandfather's trust. I am the beneficiary. You are not on the title. Never were. We live here rent-free courtesy of the trust. You have no claim to the property. My head spins. That's illegal, marital asset. Premarital asset held in an irrevocable trust. I asked you to sign a prenup regarding the trust assets. You laughed and signed it because you thought my family was poor. Remember? I remember. I thought I was the rich one. I thought his family trust was some hillbilly land plot. It's a $1.2 million property in Seattle. You get nothing of the house, he says. But where will I live? Not my problem. The climax. I start crying. The superweapon. Mark, how can you be so cruel? I'm your wife, I'm hurting. I was looking for connection because you were so distant. I reach for his hand. We can fix this. I'll stop seeing Julian, I'll fire him. Mark pulls his hand away. Gently. Like avoiding a sharp object. It's too late, Sarah. Why? Because of some money, because of sex. No. He looks at me. Really looks at me. Eyes clear, sad but resolved. Because I don't like you anymore. The sentence hits harder than a slap. I loved you, he says, but you became a person I don't respect. You are cruel, you are arrogant, and you are incredibly selfish. I am an empowered woman, I scream, the tears stopping instantly. You are just intimidated. See, he gestures. You can't even hear me, you just hear buzzwords. He stands up. I've rented you an Airbnb for 2 weeks. Paid for it myself, my personal account. The code is in the folder. You're kicking me out. The movers are coming tomorrow to pack your things. I'll be here to supervise. Please leave tonight. I won't go. Then I call the police and show them the video of you smashing the plates and screaming while I was working. I have a camera in the garage for security. It recorded everything. The receipt. The ultimate receipt. He has me on tape looking like a psycho. If that gets out, my career. My reputation as a mindful leader. I stand up. My legs are shaky. I grab my purse. You'll hear from my lawyer. I already have. My lawyer sent yours the packet this morning. Linda Wright, she called me, she sounded discouraged. He knew my lawyer's name. He knew everything. The unmovable object. I walked out the door. It was raining. Of course it was raining. Phase 4, the void. 6 months later. Living in a 1-bedroom apartment in a transitional neighborhood. Rent is $2,200. I'm bleeding money. The divorce is final. I got my car with payments remaining. My $401k, which is smaller than I thought. My student debt, all mine. No alimony. The adultery proof was overwhelming. Mark got the house, his dignity, his savings. Work fired me. Julian threw me under the bus. He claimed I abused my power dynamic to coerce him into a relationship. He used my own HR language against me. She created a hostile work environment where sexual favors were implied for career advancement. The irony is so thick I could choke on it. David fired me via Zoom. Gross misconduct. No severance. I tried to sue. No lawyer would take the case on contingency. The evidence is pretty damning, Sarah. Present day. Be me. 35. Unemployed. Consultant on LinkedIn. 200 likes on my last post about resilience in the face of patriarchy. Comments are all bots or other desperate women. I drink box wine. I stalk Mark's Facebook. He never posted before. Now he posts. Photos of him hiking. Photos of him with a new woman. She's 28. A nurse. Not educated like me. She looks happy. He looks happy. He looks younger. The stress lines are gone. He built a deck. Caption, Sunday project with Emily. She held the level. Simple. She held the level. I realize now. I never held the level. I just complained that the level was a phallic symbol of oppression. I sit in my empty apartment. The silence is deafening. But this time, I can't blame Mark. I can't blame the patriarchy. I look at the mirror. The makeup is smudged. The girl boss is dead. Just a lonely woman with a vocabulary full of weapons and no one left to fight. The bill came due. And I couldn't pay it. I won the argument. I proved I was the smartest person in the room. Now I am the only person in the room. TFW, I played myself. TFW, the receipt is non-refundable.